Hey you guys, and welcome back to this week's episode of Senn TV Winter Wonderland edition. Theme, pretty self-explanatory if you look outside. I'm Sam, and I'm so excited to be your anchor for this week, so let's get into it. A very good friend of mine, Mr. Walsh, set up a Senn Bulldog apparel store online. You can get some really hot new threads by visiting our website at sennhighschool.org, including new hoodies and t-shirts. And if it can't get any better, they're offering a 25% off for their grand opening sale. Let's hear from the man himself.
I am so excited to tell you about our grand opening of our new online school store that is called Senn Bulldog's Apparel Store. To get started, head over to our website. Under Student Life, Athletics, and Parent tab, you will see Spirit Wear Store. Don't forget to use our promo code SPIRIT21 to receive 25% off your first order. As you can see, I'm rocking some of the new Senn swag together in spirit, so I look forward to seeing your Senn swag. Go Bulldogs!
Two of Senn's finest, Junior Davion Holmes and Senior Isabella Chamberlain, were recently interviewed by the Chicago Tribune for their struggles during the pandemic. And look at our boy Davion getting his picture at the top of the article. Way to go, students, and way to show all of Chicago just how sensational you really are. Senior Zivinka Neri has been very busy her senior year, not only doing well in her classes, but working to keep the JROTC service projects alive. Let's turn it over to her to explain some of the amazing work she and her team have been doing.
So the brainstorming and the prep process towards this year's Senn JROTC's Battalion Service Learning Project has been pretty lengthy. We wanted to be able to create something that could be both flexible, achievable, and impact our communities. As you know, Senn is a super diverse community, and our students and cadets come from all over the Chicago area. With that in mind and the current environment with social distancing, I was happy to be able to do a project that provided flexibility and still made an impact that was citywide. So this year's project takes on a new, flexible way of service. We are letting our cadets choose 2 projects from a variety of different opportunities, one being a virtual project such as letter/e-card writing, and the other being a physical project such as donating blood, food, or clothes, or doing some trash or snow cleanup on their block. And I was very happy that I was able to create and organize a service learning project for this school year, as the need for service to our communities and our city never stops.
Senn TV crew wanted to help celebrate Black History Month by sharing who we admire and why. We'll sprinkle these throughout the video.
The Black figure that inspires me is Duke Ellington. The reason why is because he's a very famous musician and has inspired, and one of the people that has inspired jazz in this country. The way he conducted things and the way, his mind was structured when it came to focusing on jazz. And that inspired me to, even though write my own lyrics, make my own stories, and music has helped me a lot to do that, because I would either listen to it or I would be able to write it.
Muhammad Ali is known as one of the greatest athletes of all time. He became an Olympic gold medalist in 1960 and the world heavyweight boxing champion in 1964. He is also known for his brave public stance against the Vietnam War, where he was drafted to protect his own country, where he didn't even receive equal rights.
The judge is what color?
I don't know.
He's white.
Probably.
So in other words, I'd have to ask a white man, may I call myself Muhammad Ali, boss?
I personally admire Muhammad Ali because he fought for what he believed in and was always sure about the next thing. Also, his boxing reflected his fighting spirit for whatever your beliefs are. Not only his boxing career, but after his retirement, he continued to do good things for all people and paved a new legacy for the upcoming generations.
Well, do you really know Miss Beck? Many of the first-year students have yet to even meet her, so we're introducing a new segment called We've Got Your Beck. Sophomore Anma Civic has the honor of this week of asking Miss Beck a question. Let's take a look.
The context behind this one is that I've just been craving so many foods lately, and I just wanted to know, if you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tricky one. Probably mashed potatoes. That's my comfort food. It's probably the first thing I learned how to make, and the Irish girl in me has been eating mashed potatoes and any type of potato really my whole life.
And then my follow-up question is, what is a typical day for you in remote learning? What does it look like?
Oh my goodness. I don't know that I've had a typical day because every day has been so different. I would say generally wake up about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and do a little bit of email and then find my kids, wake them up so they're ready for remote learning, eat some breakfast, get dressed, make my way to Senn. I'm usually at Senn right around 8 o'clock, sometimes a little bit later. But about 8, usually on my way in, I talk to a couple of my principal friends. We usually chat on the way into school. And then I get here, I check in with the APs, I check in with Mary May and Mr. Walsh and all the clerks, make sure security's here. And then I usually jump on the computer and I have an array of meetings throughout the day. Usually they last till about usually 4:30, depending on what teams are meeting that day. And then make my way home and make some dinner for my kids, hang out with them. We've been watching a lot of Casey Undercover, and then go to bed all day.
Junior team is poised to take the reins of Senn TV next week. We wish them the best of luck. Leslie Fernandez produced this awesome game show, so let's check it out.
Which social media platform has the most users? Is it Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or Snapchat? Make a guess now. The correct answer is Facebook.
Tupac, a name you've definitely heard. A hip-hop legend from New York City. He is thought of to be one of the most influential rappers of all time. He used his platform to speak on social issues as a symbol of activism. Other major rappers such as 50 Cent gave praise to him, claiming every rapper who grew up in the 90s owes something to Tupac. He didn't sound anything like anyone before him. He set a bar rappers today still strive to reach. The legend died in a drive-by thought to be done by a rival gang, but the killer was never captured. Tupac inspires me because his words are still relevant today. He wasn't only speaking to the people in the past, but the future as well.
A Black figure that I really admire would definitely be Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou was a civil rights activist and an American poet. She's best known for her 1969 memoir called I Know What the Kings Sings, which made history as the first nonfiction bestseller made by an African-American woman.
I personally loved reading and writing poetry as a kid, but I especially looked up to her because she was just such an amazing writer and a lot of her poetry was beautiful.
Sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style.
And with our beloved seniors leaving us in the not-too-distant future, let's share another new segment. How it started, how it's going. Let's see who we're featuring this week.
My name is Anna, and currently I'm in the middle of receiving acceptance letters to colleges I applied to, so for now I'm unsure where I'm going to end up going. But I plan to double major in nursing and astrophysics while also continuing and growing my small art business. Before Senn, I was a semi-average student. I was always trying different things and clubs, and I only ever really stuck with art. I was always creating, but I didn't really realize how talented I was until people became really impressed with my art and showed interest in buying portraits from me in middle school. I had a lot of trust issues and was all over the place mentally, and I faced a lot of pain that was mostly caused by others. So art really helped bring my ideas to life and created ways for me to escape into my own space. And I spent a lot of time playing this role for others through most of middle school, so that was something that I really wanted to strip myself of before and during high school. I've worked through a lot of problems that I had with myself these past couple of years, so I've really rebuilt myself in high school while also keeping the good parts that made me who I am. And although I've had many obstacles with myself, friends, family, etc., I've overcome them with the help of those close to me and by forcing myself to take action. I'm in a good place now, and my art business is growing slowly but surely. I'm really happy, and I'm making positive changes and removing the negatives from my life. I'm a work in progress right now, and I'm looking forward to more successes within myself and within my overall future.
That's all the time we have for today. See you guys next week, and if you'd like to be on Senn TV, just email Mr. Cullinan at mkcullinan@cps.edu, and we'll be sure to feature you on a segment. This is Sam Oliva, saying toots me goots.